I'm going to start with the tassel on this flapper style necklace because it's kind of the most fiddly. So I've got, these are just 4mm jump rings, and I'm going to use these to join my chain together. So this is just the trace chain, and I've cut 12 7cm lengths. They're roughly 7 centimetres. I mean, I often leave mine so they're a little bit uneven at the end anyway, or if you've cut them and you find they're a little bit uneven, you can always trim them after you've done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 lengths of this chain onto one of the jump rings. And then I'm going to close it up. So again, we're twisting these jump rings rather than pulling them apart so that they go back. So that's 4 there. I'm going to get another jump ring and put another 4 on those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close that one up. And then a 3rd jump ring to put the last 4 on. Twist it to open. And then hang the chain on. So that's our 12 pieces of chain now all on jump rings. So my next step is to take one of the eye pins, so that's the pin with the loop on the end. I'm going to open up that loop and then hang these 3 jump rings with a chain from there. So that's the 3 of those on there, and then close up that ring on the eye pin. I'm then going to put this up through the cone so that all those jump rings will all be hidden inside there, okay? And I'm going to just pop one of my 6mm, these are the faceted glass beads that we're going to use. This is the 6mm size. I'm just going to pop one of those there on top, and then we want to make a loop on this so that we can attach it to our necklace. So I bend the pin over first. I'm going to cut off the excess. We want to keep about 1 centimetre, and then I'm going to make that into a loop. So that's the tassel made. So next I'm going to move on to doing the actual chains with the beads on there. So I've got a run there. This again is the 6mm bead, and that's got 9 beads on there, all joined together with the eye pins. So I'll show you how to put that together. So say the eye pins are the pins with the loops on the end. So we're going to pop a bead on, and we want to make a loop on top of all of these. So I cut off the excess, so I've got 1 centimetre. And then with the round nose pliers, don't use the thinnest bit of the pliers because you're going to end up with a loop that's a bit too small. So I'll go part way down the pliers. Before I completely close that loop up, I'm going to pop on my next eye pin. Close that loop up so it's nice and secure, and pop on the next bead. So again, I bend it over first, cut off the excess, and make a loop. And again, before I completely close that loop up, I'll pop on the next eye pin. So I'll just do that one more time to show you. Put the bead on, I bend the wire over first, and the reason for bending over the wire is so that your loop will end up more central rather than on the side like a letter P, and then make the loop. So you can keep adding eye pins and beads in that way until you've got a run of 9, and you need to make 2 lots of runs of 9 for the finished thing. You also, in just the same way, want to make a longer run here. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So that's 17 beads on there. So that's done in just the same way. And then we're going to go down a size to the 4mm bead. And we've got the 4mm beads here. I've done 3 runs of these. And these are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I've got 3 runs of 12 there. Okay. So this is essentially what you need for 1/2 of the necklace. So for these, you need to do double what I've got here. So you need to do 2 like that, 2 like that, and 6 like that all together. So then we just need to assemble them. So for this, I've got some 8mm jump rings, and we've got our lovely large rhinestone shambhala type beads. And we're going to join them together. So if we start from the bottom, we've got the tassel, and we want to put one of our rhinestone beads on there. So again, I'm using eye pins. So just pop that on there and make a loop here. So again, let's keep about 1 centimetre. But before I close that one up, I'm going to hang our tassel off it. Okay, so you can see it's starting to come together. On top of this, I'm going to put one of the large jump rings, and onto that jump ring, I'm going to attach our shorter length of 6mm beads. Now I'm just going to come up one side of the necklace. As I say, obviously you'll do the two, but I'm just going to do one side at a time. So that piece. So next we want to add another of our rhinestone beads. So again, it's an eye pin through here. I'm going to make the loop, and again this time, before I actually close the loop up, I'm going to pop on another one of my jump rings. Okay, so this is going to go here. So I'm going to open the jump ring. Close that one up. Now we need another jump ring on the top of there, and onto this jump ring I'm going to put all 3 of these narrower chains, the chains with a 4mm bead on, and attach that to there, and again twist that back so it's closed nice and securely. Then again at the top of here I need another jump ring to join those 3 together. When you join them together, try and keep them in order so that they're not twisted on the finished piece. So I've laid them flat, and I'm going to pick them up in the order that they lie. Pop them on here because you don't want them all twisted on the finished thing. And close that one up. And again, one more of these. And this time, before I close this loop up, I'm going to attach it to that last jump ring. Oops. And then we've got our longer piece here at the top. So again, you can attach it with a jump ring. And onto there. And then the only thing left to do now to complete this side is up at the top, is to put a clasp on there. Now these are actually long enough that they can just go over your head, so you don't have to put a clasp on if you like, but I'm going to put one on here just to show you. So again, it's just a jump ring, I've got a trigger clasp, and attach that to the end. So that's one half of our necklace. And then all you need to do is replicate this to come up the other side in exactly the same way.